Hello loves, welcome back to another episode of Pelvic Gaming. I'm your host, Lady Pelvic, here to talk to you about Gravity Rush 2. Before I do, I want to let you guys know I've been streaming every weekday between like 7 and 8 to 9, 10, 11 at night, Eastern Standard Time. I'll leave more details on that in a pinned comment below and in the description. So Gravity Rush 2 is released on the PlayStation for January 18th, 2017. Another 2017 game. So I played the first one on the Vita and I fell in love with it. Pun totally intended. Played the second one, I fell out of love with it. So the story tells of a gravity storm ate Kat and her friends, and they work for a new city called Benga. Kat and her pal Sid are now miners, hunting for ore in the gravity rift. The town of Benga is much different from her homeland of Heketsville, I think it's pronounced. As workers of Benga face hard times, struggling to make quotas, thus making money to support their people from a world where money rules everything. It's not until Kat regains her gravity-shifting powers and reunites with old comrades that she can make a difference in the corrupt government that hinders Benga. The story does go a layer deeper in revealing Kat's beginnings. To be frank, the story isn't very captivating. You're more focused on the characters rather than what is happening in the world. Kat is a young heroine who's uplifting, caring, and a bit naive, but in a charming way. In the world of Benga and Heketsville, we're populated with colorful and quirky folks, constantly volunteering her into doing odd jobs that are questionably for the greater good. Along her adventure, you'll return to several familiar places and see familiar faces. And of course some new ones. One thing I'd recommend is freshen up on the first Gravity Rush before playing the second one, because some of the reveals may fall flat, as they did for me. Gravity Rush 2 progresses through missions. You have story missions, obviously that progress the story, side missions, which are little fun side quests that help raise your level, and offer new ways to play Gravity Rush rather than beat the typical bad guys. They're actually a wonderful break from combat, and put Kat's gravity powers to creative use by taking pictures or delivering questionable objects. And challenge missions, which usually borrow from the gameplay of a past side quest, and put on a time limit or add a scoring system. The better your time or your score, the more precious gems you receive. All of these missions can clearly be marked on your map, along with fast travel spots. And you could even select them as your destination so you could fall right into them. There are also treasure hunts which other players online can give you hints to find. The primary focus of gameplay in Gravity Rush 2 is shifting gravity, essentially falling through the clear sky or kicking enemies in a blackened atmosphere. Up top you have the gravity gauge, which tells you how long you can control gravity for. Gravity kicks, falling through the skies, sliding all consume gravity. You also have SP to do special attacks, and when the gauge is full, you can do a special attack consuming all your SP. SP can be regained by taking or dishing damage. A new mechanic of Gravity Rush 2 are the new gravity styles. Lunar style, which makes you light and limber, makes you almost gravity free, and heavily reduces your precision. Jupiter is the opposite. You're heavy and slow, but you do massive damage. Each unique style also has different special skills, kicks, and piercing attacks, so use whichever best fits the situation. So my biggest problem with the game is the game's main mechanic, gravity shifting. You literally use it for everything, to fight, to traverse, to hold things, and it becomes very confusing. And on paper, I believe it was a good idea, feeling all over the place, not knowing what is up, what is down. But at the same time, it translated in the game as very sloppy. But it quickly became old and frustrating fighting the camera. Especially during the fighting. The monsters are called Nevi. They're all around floating in the air, on the ground, they're throwing things at you. During battle, you'll see markers pointing to the surrounding Nevi. Problem is you're constantly moving, or at least trying to, and constantly adjusting the camera to even see the target. And don't even get me started on the targeting system, which was terrible. A circle in blue would appear around the enemy briefly, and if they moved, or you were moving out of the targeting frame, and didn't attack just at the right moment, you missed. A battle that should take no more than 2 minutes takes 15 minutes. It made air battles an absolute drag. I honestly think they were going for epic battles in the sky, something like this. But instead, we got 15 minutes of this. You get the picture. And it wasn't a matter of get good, it was more of a, hey camera, stop being fucking terrible and fix the damn targeting system. If it wasn't for piercing attacks, I might have quit this game. Even when fighting with comrades, it made it so you were still pulling most of the weight, which I would have liked if I could hit the damn thing. Honestly, I found myself relying on my comrades. So attacks could be upgraded using precious gems, which can be found in the mines or usually underneath the city. Challenge missions are also a fantastic way to get these gems fast. Another new feature are talismans, which can be equipped to give Cat extra perks, or fuse them to make more powerful talismans. Graphics were beautiful in my opinion. I won't say it brought all what the PS4 had to offer, but I love how the game looked. The locations you're falling through have such personality and life, and NPC design was so diverse. Men, women, children, people of various colors, sizes, and outfits all had identity. From my experience, something frequently overlooked in gaming is the NPC design. Designers throw in lifeless NPCs with no magnetism simply to populate a world. Not Gravity Rush 2, however, they gave notable attention to the random faces in the crowd. And the housing among the different islands had such individuality, bringing a healthy variety of lifestyle. They did a marvelous job creating a likable atmosphere to fall through. Plus, we cannot overlook the Gravity Plains, which are unique rifts that offer challenges and a lot of precious gems. Gravity Rush 2 also has a comic book segment as you go through chapter to chapter, as they did in the first one, and the art is beautiful and always enjoyable to thumb through. It's even a bit 3D-ish. And finally, let us discuss the smooth, the jazzy music of Gravity Rush 2. It made falling through the skies feel so good. It was airy and whimsical, and for some reason it makes you, the player, feel lighter. It's magic or something. And the islands have their own music that fits the circumstance of that island. Elgana is a poverty-stricken island, and the music says that. While in Havana, which sounds like heaven, is the district for the wealthy, all whom have mansions, and the music says it's a carefree world as they're living the heavenly high life. There's even a song with lyrics that occasionally pops up in the game, which is sung by the world's native tongue, which seems to be gibberish.
Seriously?
Oh, Eddie Boo!
But charming gibberish. I hope you enjoy A Red Apple Fell from the Sky. I hate to say it, but this game gets a 6.5 out of 10 from me. The most likable thing about this game is also this game's most frustrating mechanic, and that is gravity shifting, specifically via combat. I hated it so much. The camera was so janky, and I kept missing because of the awful targeting system. Anytime I had to fight in the air, I was like, oh, here we go. If I could, I would fight on ground because it was easier and I could actually hit things. But I was still shit out of luck with those airborne enemies. That sucks, because I really enjoyed the motion combat on the Vita, and that's probably because the controller was the screen. Honestly, if it wasn't for the lack of combat side quests in this game, I might have dropped it early. And the story didn't carry much weight either, considering the most interesting part of the story, Cat's beginnings, isn't till the very end. Literally, the credits roll, and then there's something you could do, and then it's Cat's story. And then the credits roll again. Where this game succeeds is its charming world and characters, falling freely through the skies accompanied by beautiful music. I really wish I could tell you guys to pick this game up, but honestly, I'd pass on it. My question for you is, what is a town in video games that you would really like to visit? I kind of want to go to the Gerudo village. I also would like to go anywhere in Ni no Kuni, to be honest. I love the world of Ni no Kuni. Thank you all so much for watching. My top box is more of my reviews like this, and my bottom box is my Let's Play channel. Also, I know I mentioned this before, but streaming. Twitch.tv/lady_pelvic. Be sure to check it out. So ever since Kingdom Hearts 3 had a release date of 2018, I've been in a Kingdom Hearts mood trying to catch up. So next review, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.